our live, and we will present our very last company today, and it is called Tonomia ePARKING Solar. It is a very interesting technology, and we're here with its CMO, who will present us what it is about. So first of all, could you introduce us to Tonomia ePARKING Solar? What is it that you do, and what's the mission?
So the mission of Tonomia is quite easy. So we have developed a solar canopy system. We are an engineering company actually. So this is very important to deliver sustainable energy. So the system has been developed to support the mobility of the electrical vehicle drivers and to sustain the electrical network, because it's important to balance the energy in function of the demand and the production, because photovoltaic energy could be very important, and sometimes you need to store it, this energy. So in the infrastructure module, it's all in one. It's a kind of solar canopies. It looks like a tree. So it's really developed in function of the nature, because what have we inside the module? Photovoltaic panels. We have solar, the batteries with salt energy or lithium energy. That's important because the salt battery could be recyclable. That's very important. We have charging system. It could be fast or medium. So that's important to have a very reliable electrical charging system units. And what have we do? We can harvest it too. So, and we harvest also the rainwater. So it's a full ecological system with heat, electricity, and water. That's important.
Interesting. And who is actually behind this company? So we have the founder here, but who else is behind this company, and why was it launched?
Why, sorry?
Why was it
launched? And to come here, yeah.
To come here and to build this company.
Why? Now, because we go to the market because we face different problems that we can solve actually, and the first of one, the most important one is the stability of the network, because we have many photovoltaic consumers, and we have a problem to be able to inject the energy in the network. That's the first one. We can store the energy from this local consumer, photovoltaic consumers, and we can resell it later. That's the most important one. And the other one, parking lots, because the system must be installed on major parking lots, assets with a very low value. It's not really profitable. And by installing the solar ePARKING module on parking lots, we can improve the assets, the value of the parking lots. That's very important too, because it's artificial parking, so you need to increase the value of the parking lots too.
And what is also interesting is that you use eco-friendly materials and AI to ensure quality. So can you tell us how it helps to build a user-friendly interface?
The system has been designed for the nature, actually. Why do we use eco-material? Why do we use eco-material? At first is the salt inside the battery, because you can recycle the salt of the battery. It's more difficult with the lithium battery. We are using wood and we are using steel. All the system can be dismantled actually after the life cycle of the product. That's very important. So it doesn't mean that the system is very easy to dismantle. That's important. And why is it designed by AI? First, it was for the design itself. We use ChatGPT to design the system, to discover the point of failure, because the safety is very important. The risk of fire is still important in the photovoltaic world, and with charging systems, so all the risks have been studied to be avoided thanks to AI actually. And the user interface is important because we need to operate the system very easily for the end user, for the operating user, and also for the distributor and for ourselves, because we need to collect the data coming from the system to analyze it and to improve, of course, the solutions.
Okay, and you also came up with a new solution called Tonobox. So could you tell us about this?
The Tonobox has been designed as a brain. That's the brain of the system, because we have in our ePARKING solar modules a lot of IoTs, sensors, and you need to capture the data from the sensor to analyze it, to monitor, to make change management. So, and to collect data offshore, because inside you have still the charging system, the batteries, and you need to monitor what is happening inside your system. The Tonobox is the brain. It's connected, of course, infrastructure.
And how does your, I think you mentioned it a bit at the very beginning of the discussion, but how does your solution help to balance the grid and to manage excess solar power?
The idea is not necessarily to produce the electricity ourselves by the photovoltaic panels, but also it can be, we can withdraw the electricity coming from the network. That's important. When the energy is cheap, sometimes, or the price is negative because there's too much green energy, we can capture, we can store the electricity to resell it later. So it doesn't mean we do not depend on the public network.
And could you give us example of how those modules have been installed and how they helped?
So we are still a startup, actually. We have different proof of concepts in our warehouse. So we are busy with the first proof of concept. And so we are starting a kick-off project the next week for a project in Eupen in the German-speaking area in Belgium. So we accept the first order by the end of this year to deliver the first installations on the spring next year.
And do you have other projects going on for 2024 or afterwards?
I mean, sorry? After, yeah, how many? No. We have project because we have unveiled the project in Las Vegas for the innovation exhibition in Las Vegas this year. We met a lot of different customers all over the world, in Japan, in the USA. So it's important for us to see who are the best potential customer actually. So we have different proposals pending in Japan and in the USA also.
And what about Europe? Which country is interested in your solutions?
A lot of urban countries are interested. Of course, Spain, Italy could be interesting, but also in the north, because we harvest the heat. So it's a very interesting use case for the Scandinavian countries to improve the rentability of the heat pump, for instance, because they have a lot of sun. It's cold, but they have a lot of sun. So Scandinavian countries are important too, but we are starting with the countries around Belgium, of course.
Interesting. And how do you see your company developing in the coming years? So you are targeting all those countries, but are there specific sectors that or clients that you're targeting?
Yeah, there's a lot of potential customer. Of course, is the owner, the developer of the major parking lots. It could be in the retail industry, it could be, of course, in the logistic industry, the logistic sector, in the industry, the full industry himself, because they need to electrify their tools in the industry. So they need, of course, to get capacity to be able to charge their electrical devices. That's important. There's a lot of segments, and the public sector also interested for their community of energy. So the legislation is there now to make sure that the community of energy will be interesting for everyone, for every stakeholder. So it doesn't mean that the potential is very high.
All right, and well, now I'm curious. So which governments are the most are more pushing in your sense? So which countries?
You're right. The political effort are very important. Without political effort, it's very difficult to sustain a green tech energy like we are. So at this stage, I have the feeling that in Belgium, in France, they focus on green tech, but also in Ireland, actually. Ireland, many European countries have now focused to develop a net zero carbon energy, a net zero carbon project.
And are you by any chance looking for an investor or business partner to develop the company in the coming years?
There is different approach that we are still trying, a direct approach through electrical installer, photovoltaic installer. They're very interested too. So we have also two installers and they want a proof of concept on their own parking lots to be able to understand the solution and to propose it to their own customer. Yeah.